Are you the kind of person who...
No. Sorry.
Are you the kind of person who like agrees to stuff and then is like, I've agreed to too many things? Or are you the kind of person who's like very good at knowing socially what your kind of like limits are?
A mix of the two, because I agree to loads of things, but socially I can do them all.
Yeah, because you're an extrovert. Like, do you feel...
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm an extrovert. I wouldn't say I'm like an introverted extrovert. Although I do get my energy drained from being around people. So then I just don't agree to things, but by the end of the night I'm fine again.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get that. But then I also think it's hard for me to push through unless I'm drinking.
Oh, well, yes, but no. It depends what energy I'm around. If I'm around certain energies, I can carry on without drinking. If I'm around like really crazy energies, it's like, oh, okay.
I have to ground myself with alcohol. Yeah.
I have to match you
Yes.
or you're going to drain me.
Yes.
It's almost like vampiric.
It is. That is kind of what it's like. And I think with like, the more I've gotten to understand that in terms of when I was younger, I would just get fucked. So like wherever I was, I'd be like, well, it's fine because I'm just going to get drunk, so then I'll be on their level. And now because I just like can't do that as much, I really observe like, if I'm around like a group of people, then I'm like, oh, like this is really draining me.
Yeah.
I have to get better at leaving. But so you're like
I'm great at leaving.
Are you?
I will leave.
Okay, can you teach me? Because I'm so bad at it.
Why are you staying?
Because and I know this doesn't really like add up with what people think of me, but I think I'm so polite, I don't know how to say I'm going. Or it's like an ego thing, because I think, oh my God, everyone's going to be so upset.
Do you know what? But I love that.
Yeah. But I can't, like 2 weeks ago, woke up on a Saturday morning and I was like, I need to go to a specific type of therapy to learn how to leave a party.
I think I just remember that no one gives a shit about me. And so if I leave, the party will still carry on.
No one will care. Like, no one
will
cares.
care.
Yeah.
Or if I do leave and they're upset that I'm leaving, they'll get over it because they're enjoying the party. Like, you know?
Yeah, I know. I need to definitely push through and get to that point.
Just
Have
be
you
like, they
always
don't care
been
about
like
me.
that?
Kind of, yeah. Pretty much.
What were you like as a teenager? Like, what was your
I was really cool.
Were you?
But that's the thing, because I hated the idea of being like the last one at a party, because I was like, you know what I mean?
That's a good way. No, but that's a good.
Yeah, you don't want to be the last.
To reframe
you want to
it.
be really cool and be like,
cool to leave.
guys,
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go.
yeah.
And then everyone's like, wow, can't wait for the next one when I see her again.
Yeah, yes.
And that's what I would hate to be the last one at a party.
See, that's been.
We just had
definitely
different,
been me too much of my life. Like,
you wanted to be the last one.
Still there, just suddenly no one's there, and then I'm with one
hate
person,
that.
and they're like, "Where should we go next?" And I'm like, "It's midday."
I hate that. If I could hear the birds, I can hear the birds. Bells. But I would say, you need to rethink things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were cool as a teenager.
I think I was really cool.
I love that because can I just say, not a single, because I was cool as a teenager as well, not to brag. And you're the first person that's been on this podcast and has been cool as a teenager.
Everyone's been a loser. Let's get rid of that.
No, but like everyone's always like, it's this thing I always observe when I listen to Desert Island Discs and they go, what were you like at school? And everyone always goes, oh, you know, nobody liked me.
Everyone likes me.
Exactly. And we need to hear more stories like that.
No, we do.
It's what I think.
What am I going to do, lie?
It's always this like underdog, like I had no friends, nobody like thought I was good at this thing. And yeah, so you were cool and popular.
I was really cool. I was really popular.
And were you just like always kind of like getting invited to stuff?
Always. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Me. Yeah. I think my social calendar was pretty full at the ripe age of 14. Yeah, I'd say so. Because I also, from like 14, no, actually 15. Well, I was just cool because I was the class clown.
Yes.
I was really funny. So I never really...
Which is great social currency.
Yeah, either if you're sporty, funny, or incredibly pretty, you're breezing through school. And luckily I had all three. So
What sports did you
kidding.
do?
I didn't play sports. I played men. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, no, I didn't play any sports. Actually, though, I did kill a relay. A relay race. A relay race.
I loved the relay.
I was in that for.
Well, where were you in the lineup?
I'd be second.
Okay.
Because I couldn't be first.
Very
That's a lot of
important, the
pressure.
second one.
The second was really important.
Very important. But I used to do this thing because I used to do the 800 meter, and I was asthmatic, and basically at 600 meters, if I thought I wasn't going to medal like first, second, third, I just pretended to have an asthma attack.
Queen. That's such a good idea.
So I never
though.
lost.
No.
So so I always medalled, but then they were like, she does just always have asthma attack.
Around
Not a
the
reliable
600 meters.
teammate.
Why didn't she just do
I would just collapse and be like, oh, I can't breathe. Someone give me a pump.
Oh, tea.
Yeah.
That's such a good idea.
But so you were popular, cool.
I was popular. I was really cool.
And good with boys? Like what was
Always.
it?
I was
Really?
a slut. I was a whore.
Really?
My first boyfriend was in nursery. From then
Wow, yeah,
You know
okay.
that thing? You know that? Do you watch Euphoria?
Yeah.
Maddie knew who she was from a very young age.
That was you.
That was me.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't a slut. That's a lie.
Okay.
Because I didn't get fingered.
You didn't?
Well, no, not until like I did it all
Yesterday.
in one go. Yesterday was the first time I got fingered. It's riveting. Yeah.
Wait, so you didn't was fingering? Was that the first thing you ever did?
No.
No.
I had cock in me was the first thing I did.
Wow.
And then-
But it so shows that like teenage boys are just shit because.
Well, he was my boyfriend.
Right. Okay.
And we were together for like a good 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that's another reason why.
That who you lost your virginity to was your.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then stayed with him for a while.
For 6 years,
Did
that's a
everything
long
with
time.
him. But he was quite cool in his school because I went to an all-girls school.
Okay.
So he was cool in his school. I was cool in my cool.
Was his school nearby?
No, it was really
okay.
far. He just knew everyone.
Okay.
So then it was like a good PR relationship. It was actually really
a power
good for
couple.
PR. Oh, we were 1000%. We were a power couple.
And if you were like in the sort of you would have been like the cool couple in High School Musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, 1000%.
Yeah.
1000%.
And was that like one of the reasons that you also wanted to, was that a big appeal to being with him?
I just fancied him. I didn't really think about it at the time, but I stayed with him because it was like for PR. Like if we broke up, it'd be like, oh my God, love's dead.
Yeah,
Can't believe they've
yeah. It's
broken up.
inspirational.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Charles and Diana.
We were the Charles and Diana of
You
Isleworth.
grew up in London?
West London.
West London, yeah. You're Charles and Diana of West London.
Yeah.
In the late 2000s.
Literally.
Yeah. So you were cool. And so did you like, because I grew up in like North London, but we were like getting fucking drunk from like Glen's vodka.
In a
In
park.
parks.
Tea.
And like throwing up and then going home at like what felt like 5 a.m. and actually it would be like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
I'd go back like, Mum, I'm so sorry, I'm really late. And she'd be like, we haven't even had dinner yet. What are you talking about?
Tea.
Was that what it was like for you? What was your like part, like sort of, was it house parties?
It was house parties, but my mum was the mum that was like, everyone would come to my house to house party because she'd be like, I want you to all be here. And she'd just be in her room reading while we were all just like
so
on
cute.
it. It's really cute actually. My mum's really cool. I think that's another reason why I was cool because I had a really cool mum.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't. We would drink. There was one time I drank at a park. Well, not one time. I drank at a park a lot, but there was one time I drank at a park, and my friends had also smoked, and I smoked and then drank and then started trying to jump in front of cars.
As in you smoked weed?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's
Me.
terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I said, can't do this again.
Yeah.
So then I stopped drinking in parks and then drank at my house.
That's nice. And also nice that you had like a mum who let you do that. Because also, you know, I think when I think about if I ever had children, I would want to know if they were doing stuff that like, I'd rather it was in my house, but like my kids were like getting fucked up than it'd be like in a random place.
Exactly.
You just don't know.
But it was only alcohol.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, with my mum, I do wonder if when I was younger, she ever looked at me and thought, you are on drugs. But I'm not sure.
You know what? Probably.
Yeah. There was one time where like me and Anna, our friend, we were like 16, but there was one, I shouldn't really say this. My mum really listens to this podcast, but we were like, we were taking coke in my bedroom, and she was downstairs, and we were going to a party, and then we were on our way out, and I was like, my mum is so perceptive. But she just probably didn't say anything. Because it's like, she's going to be like, are you on cocaine? It sounds like a movie line to a parent.
Are you on a cocaine?
Are you on a cocaine?
Hey!
Are you on
Cocaine
cocaine?
at 16 is crazy. That's really Skins.
It was, because that was when Skins was like,
See,
we
I
were
was
so
in a Skins.
influenced by Skins.
I wasn't influenced by Skins.
Yeah, but you're slightly also younger than
old are
me.
you?
I'm 31.
Oh.
Yeah, because Skins came out, and then it was literally like, that was like our Bible.
Why do I drink? It's actually not fun. Like I had a whole period, not last year, I think the year before, where I didn't drink for about a year because I wanted to learn how to be social without alcohol.
Wow.
Thank you.
And how did that go?
It went really well. And then my birthday came and I got drunk and I was like, oh, I'm having so much fun. And then social drinking happened again, and then I stopped.
Yeah, but at least you know you can get that back. I think
Probably.
knowing that you can do it. It was interesting over the weekend. I didn't really drink, which like my friend would have said that I did drink, because I did drink, but like I didn't get drunk.
Right.
Which for me is like progress. And I was like, this is actually really fun. Like just having one drink.
Like a glass of wine.
Like a glass of wine, but then still socializing and I really enjoyed it.
See, I don't like drinking unless the purpose is to get drunk.
Right.
Because I'm like wasted, as in not waste, like wasted, as in like wasted potential. Why am I going to have a wine? I might as well just have like a soda water, you know?
I just love the taste of wine.
Do you?
I love it.
I do, but I also am aware, I taste it and then remember that it's also an intoxicating
I know,
substance.
and
I'm
it's
like,
addictive. It's more-ish, as in like you have a glass and then
Yes,
you
you
want
have
another
more.
glass, and then, you know, it's like that night, and then suddenly we were at Freedom.
literally you with your sunglasses on.
Yeah. But it was like I had so much to do the next day,
Hell.
that day, and suddenly it's like 3 a.m. and we were at
Yeah.
Freedom, which was so fun. I never regret like fun nights like that, but it's just like I would have never gone there had I not been drinking.
Yeah.
So okay, so you did like a year of was that also because you were maybe like trying to, I don't know, how do you get like bad anxiety? Do you get like bad hangovers?
I think it stemmed from a bad hangover. And also just like I kind of woke up and was like, why do you feel the need to drink in order to socialize? You freak. I give myself really aggressive pep talks. Like, you're a weirdo. Why are you drinking? Just to make friends? Freak. And then, so I said, fine, I won't drink then. Talking to myself.
Yes, of course.
And then...
And you were on the tube while you're having this conversation.
Yeah, everyone...
Fine, I'll stop drinking.
Dead silent. So yeah, and then I stopped.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah, it was until I'm back on it.
Yeah, but I think I do think like the one of the reasons why I love talking about this as a subject is because in the culture that we grew up in, especially like I do think in London, it was so normalized to just like associate all form of socialization with drinking. Even going to the cinema, I can't go to the cinema. Like in my head, I'm like, no, we have to have a glass of wine when we go to the cinema. It's like, it's not
part
normal.
of British culture, really.
But it is part of our culture. But it's good to unpick it and like know that you can go through sort of like ebbs and flows of periods that you're not going to drink loads, but knowing that you also can still go out and have fun. But you just feel like maybe at the moment you're drinking too much, or like it's summer.
I feel like I'm drinking too much right now.
It's
but
summer.
it's summer. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, I love it. How's your? Are you single?
I am.
And how are you finding being single?
Do you know what? I was actually talking to my best friend about it today. It's the first time in like 6 years that I feel properly single.
Okay.
But like going on dates.
Yeah.
Speaking to people. It's I haven't, because I got in a relationship, well, around 2019 I had, you know when you have a roster? I had a roster 2019. It was a great time, like we were all living. And then I got into a relationship, and then that was traumatic, and then I came out of the relationship, and I kind of was just I was single, but I was like, oh, I'm really happy being by myself. But like completely by myself, as in like
and
no
communication.
with any person just. And then it's only recently that it's been like, oh, I'm enjoying speaking to people romantically. So yeah.
That's cool.
To answer your question.
Yeah, that's like it's like you've gone through that like cycle and then you're bringing it back in. That's what I need to do at some point, but we'll see.
What are you experiencing?
Well, I'm just so happy at the moment and feel really like concerned at letting anyone like properly. If I feel like if I got emotionally linked to anyone, it might rock the boat a bit because I don't know if I've done enough work on myself yet to like really trust my judgment when it comes to like who I choose to sort of date. And so I feel, but I want to slowly like reintroduce the concept of like dating. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So I feel like I haven't been celibate because I do have sex. Just with like people, like random people I meet out whose names I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
And as you should.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yes, that's the only way I think I can do it without it affect. Because if I like someone, then I just worry. I can get really distracted.
What star sign are you?
Taurus.
Oh, T. Okay.
What does that mean?
Oh my God. That just reminded me. Hey, that reminded me of that the night the Maddies did.
Yeah.
Because one of the waitresses was like, she was like, we were like, oh, what's your star sign? She was like, oh, I'm a Taurus. And Kyron reminds me of this night all the time because I was like, oh, you're a stubborn cunt. You're stubborn as fuck. But you love love. You love really. I was literally rinsing her to filth, but then saying, but you love a nice handle. Yeah. Hilarious. So yeah, no, but you're a stubborn cunt. But you love love. So you love really deeply and hardly.
Totally. And I think that's the thing I've had to accept as I've gotten older is I used to sort of like casually see people a lot in my 20s when I was single and then but pretend I was okay with it. But I wasn't okay with it. If it was going on for a long time, I liked them and then didn't want it to be casual but would sort of pretend that I was fine with that. Or if I didn't like them, I can't really carry on something unless I like someone because I get bored so easily and then I'm like, why are you in my bed still talking? So that is kind of me.
T. So this is protection.
Yeah.
T.
Yeah, but anyway, I think like, I also think, do you like, how do you date now? Like, are you on dating apps? Like, and how do you find that?
I prefer
because the people like recognize you and then
this is why. So I went on Hinge like last year sometime, I can't remember, and so many people were like, oh my God, bottles, can I send you a bottle, can you crush me? And I'm like, I don't like this, I don't enjoy this. Took me ages to get accepted on Raya. Hate it.
It's awful.
Do you know what? I like to meet people situationally, but at the same time.
So what's your game?
What do you Me, what do you mean?
Like,
my game is looking at people.
Yeah, it's like the best.
Yeah,
but the problem is I'm fucking blind and it's like my prescription glasses on, so I'm like, they probably think I'm looking behind them because I'm not quite looking at them. Yeah. But yes, eye contact, definitely. Eye contact
with a tiny bit of a smirk. Sold.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it.
And then you're married.
And then it's
bish bash bosh, and then they come over, and then
yeah.
No, I do think I also think that's the thing about being single and going out is like if you are in the right place and frame of mind, it's the best way to meet people.
It is. It is, but I also don't like meeting people on like a night out because then I'm like.
But sorry, you're talking like on the tube. Is that really?
Is that well? No, just like in
you
just
met people on the tube.
Not on the tube, but like if you're walking
like
the street.
On the street.
Yeah, yeah. If I meet people, and I'll do the eye contact on a night out.
Yeah.
But at the back of my head, I'm like, how many girls have you spoken to?
Yeah, on the street, when I see like, I get really stressed if people talk to me on the streets. Like, on the streets. As in, like,
why?
I think because when I have given my number out to people that I've met, like, sort of in really random situations, they've always turned out to be, like, really weird.
Right.
But I did once get chatted up on the tube, actually. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I got chatted up on the tube by this guy. We did start seeing each other, but he was the most salivary kisser I've ever experienced in my life. It was disgusting.
There's nothing worse than someone that can't kiss. There is nothing worse on this planet. That's disgusting.
No, it was like
so sorry you went
choking.
Through that.
Yeah.
No.
Like the sound was just
Squelching. I'd rather die.
It was disgusting.
I'm so sorry you went through that.
I know, because I really wanted to have the story of like we met on the tube, and then it was such a good story. I'd met this guy on the tube, and we were talking, and then he asked me for my number, and as he was saving my number, I said, "What's your name?" And he said Hugo. So as he was saving his number, I watched him type Hugo in as my name, like on his phone, but I didn't say anything because I was like, that's weird if he's like, why are you looking at my phone?
Yeah.
Anyway, never hear from him. And then like 2.5 years later, I get a text from this guy being like, hey, I've just found this number in my phone. It's like Hugo, but the picture's a girl. And I was like, oh, I'm the girl you met on the tube, but like you saved my number wrong. And so he went to look for Grace and he couldn't find the number. Anyway, and then we started seeing each other. But so I thought
2 years later.
Yeah, it was really random.
That's so random.
Also, when you see a random number on your phone, you don't text them.
You don't text it. You just delete it.
Yeah.
Or you go on their WhatsApp. Well, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Maybe he went on your picture, saw that you were a baddie, and was like,
well, it would have been a great beginning of a relationship, but he was so bad at kissing, which is something that people need to really practice.
They need to
start
learn.
Doing it.
It's awful.
Or if you're cool at school, that was great kissing.
Happen. Well, I practiced on the back of my hand constantly.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. The back of your hand, like right here.
Yeah.
And you know when to add the tongue.
Yeah. It's an art form, and bad kissing, there's a thread on Demois, and they get like people to submit celebrities that they've like people who've kissed celebrities who are really good at kissing, and it's got so much tea of like men who are like really good and really bad at kissing. But bad kissing is, it's a crime.
It is a crime. But I feel like men are worse at kissing than women. I don't think I've ever kissed a woman and been like, awful.
Men know it. Statistically, yes, because men also don't take feedback in the same way.
They don't. They're like,
yeah, like I got with someone and
sorry,
he was so bad at kissing, and I stopped and I said, you're really bad at kissing. Like, can I show you how to do it? And he was like, I'm 32 years old. Like, I know how to kiss. And I was like,
clearly
you don't know how to kiss because I'm kissing you and you don't know what you're doing. And then I like showed him and he did get better. And I was like, how have you, he'd been in a really long relationship. I was like, how have you been in a relationship for that long? And no one said.
Poor thing.
This is really bad.
See, I find that quite sexy if you're like, let me show you how I'd like you to kiss me.
Totally, because women are so much better at taking feedback, and like, it's not like, whereas men just see it as a form of criticism.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, sorry, I'm the best kisser
so I can't do anything right.
World, and nobody knows what they're talking about. And that's why they're bad at giving head as well. Not all of them, but some of them.
Yeah.
Do you like hosting?
I think that you were going to say
what a great
hosting.
segue.
I thought you were going to say, are you a homosexual? Because you were like, are you a Anyway, I love hosting.
Do you?
I love hosting.
Okay.
But also I love being the center of attention. So I think that's why I like hosting. Like I love everyone being like, oh, look at this spread she's put together. Look at our girl. Like I love it. And I like, because I meet people in different places. But I
pick people up. Yeah.
I pick people up. I have different like friends from different that I just treasure that some wouldn't necessarily be friends with each other. And I love putting them all in a room together and just being like, you'll all love each other.
And what's the like key, if you're, say, would you rather that be like in your house? Are you making food? Are you going out? Like what's your kind of dream environment for something like that?
I love to host at my house because it's just, I know where everything is. I've always wanted to host a really big fuck off party, like in a big event, but that's for another day. Love to host in a pub, actually. I'd love to host a party in a pub.
Yeah. Well, how old are you?
28, me.
Oh.
28.
Big
30.
Big 30.
See, I love the idea of a Christmas party. Last year I had a Christmas, I called it a Christmas mixer.
Oh,
like a Christmas mixer.
Is your birthday? No, because birthday's in
February.
Right, okay.
So I want to have a big Christmas party in a pub. I think that's so lush.
Yeah.
But I love hosting. I love doing all that.
Yeah. And will you have a big 30th, do you think?
Massive. Massive.
Yeah. I think the 30th is like, that's a big milestone.
It is.
And it's like...
I'm so scared of it.
Really?
Oh my God.
What? Why?
It's just like a real big goodbye to my youth.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't think I'm going to age gracefully as a person.
Why?
I just don't, like, I actively will not age gracefully. Like, I'm going to have a facelift at 35. Like, it's not going to happen. Because I just hate the idea. I think because, and psychologically, I think it's because I was a cool kid in school. And so I attach my coolness to being young. And so the older I get, the further away I get from like cool, popular kid in school. And then I'm like, I'm not going to be cool if I'm not young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally get what you mean, but I don't think you will. I think people get cooler.
And people say this. I disagree.
If you do it in the right way.
Right.
And I agree, like, I think people should do whatever they want to stay looking young. But I think actually I was so scared of turning 30. And then once I did, I was like, it was the year after that, like from then till basically last week when I turned 31, I felt like sort of growing as a person really started to speed up quite a lot.
Right.
And I feel that's the cool part of getting older, is becoming so much more wise and self-assured. But yeah, it is when you were a popular cool kid, it's like, rest in peace to those days.
Yeah, rest in peace to my cool kid days. And I don't know whether I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I know, I get that. But also it's like, God, one day we'll be like 50.
And I don't even like thinking about it. I don't,
Really?
Well, actually, I can imagine myself. No, I hate it. Actually, no, I just
Really?
actually try to imagine myself at 50 and I hate it. There's just something, I just hate it. I wish vampires were real and someone could turn me right now, so I would just stay
I did think
like
that
this.
in Sinners, when they didn't want to be turned, I was like,
Freak.
looks amazing. You get to stay young forever and then live forever. You never die.
Weirdo.
Yeah.
And then you have time to just try again and again.
Yeah,
and
again and again and again. Also, you never ever change your age.
Freak.
Yeah. The thing that is key is to always be funny. Because something I realised the other day, I can't remember who I was talking to, I was like, when I was younger, I thought once you become an adult, you can't be silly anymore. Like, you can't be like stupid and like just play around and like prank people and just be funny. And actually, like, some of the like funnest older people I know are just so jokes and don't take anything too seriously. And that's a nice way to stay young.
I take everything seriously.
You take everything seriously and you don't want to get old.
It's really bad. I don't do pranks.
You don't do pranks.
I don't see the joy in them. I'm a hoot. Yeah, no, I don't do pranks.
Would you be
Pranks
angry
actually
if someone
actively
did a
annoy me.
prank
Yeah,
on you?
actually,
Really?
It really pisses me off. Unless it's like a
Really?
harmless prank of like, do you know Erica Priscilla? She's a TikToker. She pranked her husband by like making him crack an egg, but it was boiled. Something like that.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
Anything where it like destroys my clothes, destroys my day.
Yeah. No.
Like I have to like waste a lot of time. You can get fucked.
That's fair. Well, we once did an amazing prank on our friend that I was moving away. My best friend Anna, we pranked her. We were all at secondary school together and we pranked her that I was moving to Scotland. My parents were making a move to Scotland. She was like completely devastated.
Right.
The whole school was in on it. We did like a leaving party for me.
Right.
And then the other side of the sign, it was like, goodbye, Grace. And the other side of the sign was like, happy April Fool's, Anna. And she was so angry. She was like, I've been so upset for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You're moving to Scotland.
The amount of emotional turmoil.
That's so fucked up that you let me go through that.
You planned a whole party?
Yeah, it was really, really psychotic.
Why do you hate her? Why did you specifically choose her to go through that pain?
No, it was quite strange. I think probably again because I wanted to know how much she cared. It's a long-winded way of
like
getting
faking
her
a
to say she
funeral.
cared. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or like, leaving a party and then
Like listening
in to see if they're saying how much they
Literally.
miss me.
I'm going to be so honest. They might not.
No one cares. I saw this thing that the Kardashians, all the sisters have like WhatsApp groups that's like not Khloe, not Kourtney, so it's like groups where they're just talking about the other ones.
Hell.
No, but I was like, I don't think I'd mind knowing that my like friends had a WhatsApp group where they just talk
I would
about me.
completely mind. What the hell are you talking about?
Because I think I'm really difficult to sustain. Like I think it's healthy for them to be allowed to bitch about me.
No. No. No.
Really?
Yeah, because I think I'm also quite a difficult friend to have.
I think it's a good part. I think it's how friendships last, is if they can, like, if they are allowed to be like, that was kind of annoying, or like, or even it's like when I keep going back to like the same like loser, ugly Voldemort looking men.
But this is the thing I hate. This is the thing I actually hate, because like, are you any better? Do you know what I mean? Like, as in the friends.
Yes,
are you any better?
that's true.
You do the same thing just with a different
Totally,
type.
but then it's like we should all be allowed to talk about each other.
Yeah, but not in like an actual like set up group.
No,
it's
that's
like,
yeah. But
when you see each other in person, like, oh god, did you hear about this?
no, I know.
Fine.
The Kardashian thing is crazy.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah.
Bring back like physical fights between them.
What do you
love
think
that.
of Kylie and Timothy?
Do you know what? I get it. And a lot of people are like, I don't get it. I get it. I actually get it. I think
do.
they work aesthetically. I think they work. I don't know. I get it.
They look like they fucking have great sex.
I disagree.
Really?
There's something there that I'm like, well, maybe it's because I don't find him in any way
so
attractive.
puny.
Yeah. He's really, because you know how people like malnourished men? Are you that kind of person?
I go sort of, sometimes, I have gone for malnourished, like, but like, I like the sort of like, the body of like a skateboarder. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Literally malnourished,
like lean,
grey.
tall and lean.
Yeah.
But not like Timothy Chalamet, like, could put my finger around your ankles.
Yeah.
Like lean, you know?
I disagree.
Okay.
But that's the beauty of this plan.
But Timothy Chalamet, no.
No.
Although I do love him. I think he's
I
a great
feel like
actor.
Kylie would be fantastic to have sex with. Timothy, I'm like, I don't see that. But like, I think they look pretty together.
They do look good together and they look like they're having such a nice time.
They do look like they're having a lot of fun.
It's just so interesting, isn't it? Because it's like sometimes I do think, well, it's just so clever because we're here talking about it, and I would never talk about like a random couple that I don't know unless they're that famous. So it could also just be a really clever marketing.
Maybe. You never know these days. You never know what is marketing, what is PR, what is...
I know, because they're struggling to stay relevant, that family, I think. And that relationship is making them very relevant.
I'm excited for when they're no longer relevant.
Yeah, same. And I think it's kind of, I do think that's gonna not take very long, to be honest. I think they're becoming quite irrelevant, but it is so interesting how they've been part of like most of our like lives. It's fucking weird.
It is really weird.
It's really odd. What is your party trick?
I can't do jazz hands. So that's why you'll never see me on the stage. I can't do jazz hands. That is my party trick.
What do you mean?
Like this, I can do a jazz hand, but this one, and that is not put on. For some reason,
What is wrong with that hand?
I don't know. And even if I do it like slowly, there's something about it.
Really?
I can do that. That's nice. This feels ableist.
Well, I've never tried to do it.
No.
So, this is the first
So yeah.
for me.
Or if I was in like a thing, I'd have to have this one at the back.
Wow.
Yeah.
That one looks a bit like it's like you've just bought the arm.
A fake arm, yeah.
And it's just like that.
And it hurts. Like this is really hurting to
Really?
even like...
Wow. Okay.
That's
when
my
you were
party
saying I can't do jazz hands, I was like, do you know that's like not a party trick because you can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
But is that a party trick? Now that you've seen
that
it,
is
you're
a
like,
party.
okay,
Yeah.
Or I can do a thumbs up with my toes, but like I have to
What
have
does
my
that
toes
mean?
like that, but with my big toe.
Oh, that's quite cool. Yeah, that's quite cool. I can.
I'm
put
really
my
good at
tongue in my
accents.
nose.
Ooh.
Well, I can like.
Wow.
tongue's really long.
That's really long. I don't have a long
Yeah.
tongue at all. Wow.
I don't know if it's clean because I just had a matcha, but.
No, it's
Yeah.
a little bit greeny, but she's
And then when I was a kid, I used to do this thing. It's really surprising that I was actually popular, but I used to show people that I could bite my toenails with my mouth. Like, I could go like that.
I just realised I was staring at you like this.
So I used to show off at parties. I would like go like that, and I'd just be at a party.
And you'd
like,
actively bite off your toenail.
I'd be biting off my toenails.
Why couldn't you just show that your toes could reach your mouth?
I think again, it's like me being like, I can pick my nose with my tongue.
But like, you don't actually
being like,
have
I've got
to.
a really long tongue. No, I know, of course.
But like, you could have just brought your foot
I
up
know.
and then just not actually actively bitten your toenail.
No, I know.
But you went the whole
way. Have you got things that annoy you that people do at parties, or something you want to get
Have
off
I?
your chest? Off your chest?
Off your chest.
Something you want to get off your chest.
So many things can annoy me so easily. I don't like people.
End.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
End of point.
No, I don't like when people, like if I'm drinking or if I'm not drinking, people that really want you to drink really pisses me off. Like if someone's not drinking, they're like, come on, leave them alone. Leave them
couldn't
alone.
agree more.
I hate it.
Because also I do think the vibe of when someone doesn't want to drink and you're trying to make them, you're coming across weird.
Yeah.
Like it's you're forcing
Yeah.
someone else to drink, and it's giving, you can't have a
Peer
good time
pressure.
unless everybody is fucked.
Why?
Are you an alcoholic?
What?
Like,
Yeah,
do you need an
sort
intervention?
that out.
Yeah.
So hate that. I don't like, if it's in my house, I get kind of upset when people wear shoes. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think I've got to let them live. I don't mind if, what else do I hate? I love when someone suggests a karaoke.
Do you?
But that's not pet peeve. Okay, what else do
Do
I
you?
hate?
I just don't know about karaoke.
I love karaoke, but again, I'm so like big ego. So I also just do it to show off.
I know, but I'm just so bad. That's why I don't like it.
But that's the point of karaoke. I think you're not actually supposed to be good at karaoke.
Do you think? I did do in Liverpool, You're So Vain, and that is an amazing karaoke song. But it was because I'd done a show and these two girls had come to my show and they were like, I wanted to go out. So I just went out with two girls that had been at my show, because that's just the kind of freak that I am. And they were like, let's go to this really famous karaoke bar. And because I didn't know anyone there, I just like went for it and did You're So Vain. And that was fun.
See, it's fun when you just kind of go for it.
Yeah, it's quite liberating.
Yeah.
Like, not caring.
Singing.
Yeah, so when people, you're pro karaoke.
I'm pro karaoke.
Okay.
What else do I hate? I feel like I started thinking, oh, I've got so much. I
many.
hate. I don't actually. I do hate a lot of things. I just can't think.
Yeah.
I hate when people don't clean up after themselves.
I hate,
hate when people don't clean up after themselves. That really pisses me off.
Yeah, and especially if people have come to your house.
Yeah.
And then don't put stuff even
In a bin.
where it's
Or
supposed
towards
to
a
go.
bit, or like together.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
Bad training. I hate when people, I will say, I hate when, and this isn't an insult to you at all, because I love you. When people, it's the last person in my house and they suggest going somewhere else, the party's done, leave. I hate the last person
I
in
do
the house.
agree that having... This is why I kind of like having people over, because then when people want to go somewhere, I'm like, okay, bye, and then I stay. But I do think I'm going to work on it. Yeah. I'm working on it right now.
You are right now.
Yeah.
Just know, like, whenever you're close to being the last person, just think, Ayamé.
Yeah.
Ayamé would hate
And think
this.
Ayamé literally said the thing, which is that it's so embarrassing to
It's
still
so
be
embarrassing.
there. Which it is. No, it's so cool to leave a
So
party.
cool to leave.
So cool to leave like early and to be mysterious, and
So mysterious.
I've never been mysterious in my life, and it's one of the things I'm working on at the moment.
You were mysterious when we were in Freedom with your sunglasses on.
That's true.
That was so mysterious.
That was mysterious. I was wearing like completely blacked out glasses.
Could
No one
you
could see my
see?
eyes? Nope.
so mysterious.
I don't think. But also, what's good about that is I was honestly so pissed that I feel like my eyes were the giveaway of how like pissed I
Right.
was, and then if you can't, then I just look like Victoria Beckham. Do you know what I mean? No one knows
So no
that
one could
I'm
tell
really
that you were
drunk.
fucked.
I'd never been to Freedom before.
Ever?
No.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm obviously not an ally.
Clearly. In fact, I don't know.
Because didn't it shut down for ages?
It shut. They did a refurb and made it look a bit like Travelodge.
I think I went to it before the refurb, but I hadn't been since. Yeah, I used to go to Heaven like loads when I was younger.
I used to hate Freedom. Like, I actually hated
Really?
Freedom. But that's because I also always went to Freedom when I was a little bit sober. And again, it was the energy draining. Everyone's so drunk.
overstimulating.
Then I started...
Drinking.
Well, I started dating a girl and she used to take me to Freedom all the freaking time.
That was a fun thing
And then
to
I
do.
ended up really enjoying it.
And now you're like a regular.
Yeah.
Do they know you when you
Not
walk
as
through
much
the
as
door?
George. Have you seen the way George walks into Freedom? It's literally, they roll out the red carpet. It's like, all right, guys. She has shares in Freedom.
That's epic.
It's
That's
deep.
so epic.
I would love that.
Yeah, that's the kind of place that you want to have like the red carpet coming out for you. Mine's just Nando's Chalk Farm. They love to see me coming.
Love that.
So we were reading about when you did this like fake love like fake romantic situation and raised all this money for Gaza.
Tea.
What? Sorry, can you explain that? That's so cool.
It happened not really on a whim, but two men were really obsessed with me last year. It happens.
Yeah, you know,
couple of
only
years.
human. Yeah.
No, there was two really cool content creators, and we ended up Yuval, who is he finds like his whole thing is like,
it's like he finds where you are,
finding where you are, and he started finding where I was, and I was like, oh, but then I started flirting back with him. Well, me say flirting back. He wasn't.
Yeah. You're like, okay, here's a tip here.
Yeah, God, you love me then, I guess. I started heavily flirting and people really enjoyed it. And so then we kind of used it like then obviously Oliver was introduced to it and we used each part, like it would come out each, like, oh, how do I explain it?
So were you like sort of scripting, like?
No, it was unscripted, like, but so he would do a video, then I would do a video, Oliver would do, and then he, and then I.
With each other?
With each other, kind of like atting each other, but like
right,
subliminally, or like
very
openly atting each other. And so they were almost like episodes, like tiny little mini episodes. So with each of those, it was kind of like, hey, if you want the next one, help this family get out, and I'll help this family in Gaza. So we ended up raising, I think it was just over £1 million.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cumulatively.
Wow, that's incredible.
So yeah.
That's sick.
It was really fun.
That's so cool. Well done. That's such a great creative way to raise money as well.
Yeah.
And then when did you say like, this is...
People got a little bit too attached to it. And
they wanted you to be in the throuple.
they wanted me to be a third.
Yeah.
No, it got a bit where people were kind of, so we did a YouTube, I flew him over to do like a podcast, a big fat, when I had my podcast, do a big fat episode and then do another bit which was like us on a fake date. And we kind of made the fake date really caricatured and like, I thought it was funny, but people hated it. They ended up kind of coming for me and saying, oh, she's just such a beg. She's so clingy. She's not even that cute. She's not even that pretty. The whole comments on that got really, really bad. And also just, I didn't like the idea of, because at that point, a lot of people, obviously Yuval's content was finding people, but to help people understand the safeties. And
Yeah.
But people would then find me, just
Oh
randomly
my
DM me and be like, hey, I bet you're at this cafe right now, aren't you? And I'd be like, oh, I don't like this.
I don't know. No, I know.
Safe.
I was staying in an Airbnb with my friends in January, and one of my friends posted a picture of like some of us outside the house. You couldn't see the door number, and I was like, delete that. And she was like, why? And I was like, because you can now put anything on ChatGPT. And I showed them, and I literally got the picture and put it in ChatGPT and said, where is this? And then it just said where we were.
Insane.
And it was literally just like a window and a brick wall, but it's because it recognised it from Google Maps.
Yeah, you have to. And luckily from the whole process, I've been a lot safer.
Yeah.
Online. But yeah, from that,
which is good.
So now Yuval still does the kind of like clickbaity kind of films where it's like, not films, videos where it's like, hey, actually, you should donate. And all of my TikTok earnings TikTok Creator Fund earnings go to families in Gaza. So
amazing.
Just carried it on.
Well, that's great. And like, it's amazing because God, we need it. And the world is just, it's horrific.
It is. To put it very lightly, it really is.
Yeah. Who would be your dream +1 take to a party?
Barack Obama.
It's a great one.
I think he'd be really fun. He'd know
everyone would obviously want to talk to him.
Everyone would want to talk to him, but like we'd also like have conversations that matter, you know.
And he's jokes.
He's jokes. He has a great playlist. I love him. I love him.
Yep, we all do.
I think he'd be a great guest. I imagine like, hey Grace, I'm coming over. Like, I will die. I will die. I will die. I will die. I will literally. Hey baby. Hi.
Playing it so cool. I will die. I will die.
Literally didn't even see you come up here.
Yeah.
My dream +1 would be Eddie.
Eddie's a good +1.
Yeah, like
Barack
imagine
Obama.
Like me. I'm gonna come over. Oh, am I okay to bring a +1? Yeah, sure. Like,
yeah.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
What?
It would fuck up the party, honestly. Everyone would be like, what the hell?
Or like Cher.
Yeah, Cher's a good one.
Cher would be really fun. Who would be yours?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Barack Obama's a really good one, to be honest, because Barack Obama has like, you know, everybody loves him. Great chat. He's going to be like a party starter as well.
For sure.
Like, he's definitely going to bring a party.
He can defo do that dance where they like squat down.
Totally. Like,
Russian one.
he'll get people dancing.
Oh,
he'll
for
make
sure.
sure there's really good music. He's, yeah. Who would be mine? I don't know. I think Dolly Parton would be quite good.
Oh my God.
She would be quite good because, again,
So
like,
good.
everyone would want to talk
Talk
to her, and then maybe she'd do some music.
I love her.
I love her so much.
I love her so much.
I was listening to something the other day and they were talking about Dolly Parton, and they said that she never, ever, ever is seen without her wig. So she's, like, her hair is obviously like a wig, but she never...
Is it really?
Yeah. She's brunette.
I thought that was... Is she really? Why didn't she just dye her hair?
Because that hair is not, like, real.
Isn't it?
No.
Have you seen that? You know, the Big Brother thing is like, would you always wear that wig?
Oh, yeah.
Literally Dolly Parton. Yeah. I don't wear wigs.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that was a wig.
Yeah, who was it that was saying it anyway? Yeah, I know.
Jolene.
I love her.
She's so cool.
So Barack Obama and then...
And Jolene.
Are you...
And Dolly Parton.
Are
not
you
Jolene.
a kind of person who like French exits a party?
Doesn't say goodbye? I like to say goodbye because that's another pet peeve. I don't like when people don't say goodbye.
Wow.
Say goodbye because I'm not going to berate you. I like to say goodbye because I know, one, that I'm confident in leaving, so you actually can't change my mind. And two, if someone says goodbye to me, I'll say, oh, it's so lovely to have you. And I'll let you leave. So you let me leave.
But that's because the reason you're fine with it is because you're good with leaving. I'm scared of saying goodbye because I'm also like, oh my God, everyone's going to be so upset. Does that make sense? So I think I project loads.
Yeah. I really appreciate a goodbye. So
Okay.
again, in the future, when you're thinking of French accent, think about me.
Yeah, okay. So
Or if you're ever with me, say goodbye.
I definitely French exited that night. Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't, you said goodbye.
I said goodbye.
And I
definitely
loved
said
it.
Goodbye. Yeah, I did. I actually consulted everyone. That's the kind of annoying, like, I'm like, guys, I think I'm gonna leave. What does everyone think? And everyone's like, yeah, leave. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
No one was like protesting.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
leaving.
really rude.
I will go.
Just say,
Uber, not
do you know
here.
what? I've got to go. I've got a really big shoot tomorrow.
Yes. So what's your excuse if you're leaving?
I've got a call
party?
time of 6 a.m. I've got to go.
Yeah, and they're like, Ayamé, it's 4:30 a.m.
And I'll say, I know. And
Yeah.
you had me out this long. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Or like, I'm leaving. No, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Just stand your ground, queen.
Such a simple line.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
And you can't change my mind. Don't try. No. No, I'm leaving. Bye, guys. I've had so much fun.
Yeah, I think the key is book an Uber.
Yeah.
So it's
Uber's
literally
outside.
coming, I'm leaving, goodbye, get an Uber. The worst thing is when you leave and then you can't get a cab. And then
Awful.
you're waiting for like 15 minutes and people
Embarrassing.
come out and like the people that you
Have
just
said goodbye
begged
to
you
you.
to stay are leaving.
Are
ahead of
leaving as
you.
well.
Yeah.
But then at least then you know, oh, they really wanted me to stay because now
Yes,
the party's
now
over.
they're leaving.
I've stopped the party.
R.I.P. that party.
Literally. Well done, Grace.
Well, thank you. You've been a fantastic guest.
Thank you.
You're wonderful.
You've been a great host.
Well, I mean, I don't know about that.
I'm loving
Just
this.
talking shit.
And that's my favourite type of talk.
Same.